Well, eating healthier is easier than you think. That's what Kate is telling us today. Of course, at this particular moment on this festive season, not so easy for you to eat healthy, but it is necessary. Come January, you don't want to regret that you put on some quick weight. How do you get to lose it and everything? Come January, you don't want to have issues with your body just because of a silly mistake that you would have, taken care of. So Kate, back to you. We're talking about these guys who don't balance the minerals that they need in the body. And I think I'll still throw the ball to you to get it right.
Yeah, and what we're saying, you need to enjoy yourself. It's Christmas. You need to eat.
Let's lose.
Yeah, don't even think about what's another tip. Don't think about what you're eating. On the other hand, we have those guys that are fanatics of eating healthy, that anything there you won't touch. You're still not, a healthy system requires you to eat in moderation, to eat the right quantities, and to eat the right food. And if you're there now, it's Christmas, I can touch that, I can touch that, you even become boring as a host or boring as a guest. So another thing that we need to do is eat small, frequent meals. Don't just wait that it is tomorrow lunchtime that I'm going to have this huge meal and then have the other one at dinner. Have small frequent meals from morning to evening, and in fact we are told about 5 small frequent meals. You can even have, maybe up to 6, 7 because we're eating frequently. But when you have these small ones, it means that you won't have yourself sitting to overeat with one huge meal. You find yourself serving less because your stomach, you're already full because of eating small frequent meals.
So are you telling us to keep a food diary?
No, not necessarily, but it just tells you if it is Christmas morning, I'm in my house and I'm being invited for lunch, I'll take breakfast. And then at 10 o'clock, I'll have a snack. By the time I get there, I'm eating, even if it's a buffet, just then serve small because you'll be there until 10 in the night.
So anytime you can go
just
back.
take small frequent meals. And the best thing about small frequent meals is that your glucose is released slowly into your bloodstream. When your glucose is released slowly, you get less hungry. But when you take a huge meal that your body has to react on immediately, because it's this huge piece of ugali, and the glucose, it's all about energy that we take, and then the vitamins and minerals that are used for these other things. So when you take this huge piece of ugali or rice or whatever, even if it was chapati, it is converted immediately to glucose in your bloodstream. So your glucose levels are high. If I stay like that, of course, I become sick. So my body tries so hard to reduce. Insulin is produced by the liver cells and all this, and it is controlled. So it may take less than an hour or 2 hours. When your glucose levels are low, you get hungry again. So if you're not eating as frequently, you find that when you're hungry again, you still eat again, and you eat a huge meal. But when you distribute them into small frequent meals, it makes it easier for you, and it makes it easier for your system to incorporate what is coming along. There's so much food that you need to eat, and you find yourself, even if those people that don't control what they eat, you just find yourself too much nyama, you're just taking 3 pieces because umekula kutoka asubuhi mpaka that time. And then not forgetting drinking water, like I was saying. Even if it's not water, healthy drinks like juices in between. Don't even if you're going to serve alcohol, then just start with like a healthy thing, because your system requires that. And you find that your body works easier with that, than when you control it and just bombard it with these unhealthy foods. And that's what happens. If you find you've eaten unhealthy, this is common. You eat this huge meal, you were in a party last night and you drank so much. What happens the following day? You just sleep the whole day. You have stomach upset, and you need to be up and active, because festivities is not just one day, they'll be continuous, so there's something that you control.
Well, let's speak about taking water and everything, basically eating habits during the festive seasons, not what you eat now. Sometimes we tend to ignore water. That I think you'd agree with me. When there are other very many drinks around, they will always act as substitute, for waters and everything. And at times also the way we just operate, maybe you're handling some meal here and you're jumping around and everything. I meant to understand that there should be some concentration when you're having food at this point. So let's just talk about the habits that someone should follow and all things. And what are the after effects? What are the negatives if you don't follow these habits? Like, for instance, not taking water.
Yeah, we just start with water that is useful for digestion. We also have water as your body requires, our capillaries require to be showered every day with this water. Even if you are eating something that was unhealthy, with too much sugar, with too much chemicals, for example, your kidneys are the complex filters that will wash this off. So that's why water is important at that time. Not only is it important to help in cleansing. It also helps in digesting the food that you're taking, because you're taking too much of it. It also makes you not eat so much, because it's also an appetite suppressant. You find that you eat less, because even if you take a glass of water right now and lunch is brought, you find that you'll eat less. And it's a good time to take water during the festivities, because you're trying to control what you're eating and you don't go overeat. So it actually helps at that time. Secondly, something else that you observe is the acidic foods. If you're this person that doesn't drink water, if you're going to eat so much, just watch out the foods that are high in acid. Acidic foods are like concentrated carbohydrates. You have the citrus fruits that are acidic. You tend to reduce those ones. And if you're going to get fruits, you can work on the water-rich fruits, you know, like lettuce, watermelon. Even if it's served on a buffet, you start with those ones before you get to your oranges, and before you get to your mangoes, for example. You start with these ones that will still give you water and low in acid. And low acidic foods will actually better on this system that you're eating so much of meat. Meat is highly acidic. You're going to drink things that are acidic, and you don't want an acidic terrain at this time, because an acidic terrain will affect you before the festivities are over. So that's something, again, that you watch. Even if it's because you're going to eat your carbohydrates that are acidic, you're going to eat your nyamas that are acidic. I was talking about the greens. This must be there, whether it's tereres, whether it's managus. Even if you don't want, just put that thing down, because it's actually helping your system at that time. Something else that you watch out, even if you have this when if you're being served food, watch on the calories that are there. You know, the fatty foods, reduce those ones. If you had an option of chips, you know, deep fried fries, and then you have another option of baked potatoes or mokimo, you can take just 2 pieces of fries. It doesn't have to be the whole plate. And then, you know, variety of everything in moderation. And it actually works, other than if you had just this whole plate of fries and another plate of nyama. So these small things, these small tips are the ones that work with time. Otherwise, when you don't do that, you find that you have problems in January. And I think most people add weight in December.
Yeah, we need to talk about
in January, you just find it is there. It is so hard to shift it. So that year you take that weight, and then the next December you just add it again, and it becomes like something that you cannot hold. But there's simple tips, and I've talked about exercising. Just walk around, try. Don't go to the gym, of course, because it may be boring, or in a place where you can't access gym facilities. But try to be active during that time. You guys play out, have activities that are outside, or if there are no activities, just walk. When if you're on holiday somewhere, you know, Mombasa, Kwa Beach, just walk. Walk in the morning, walk back, and watch out on what you eat, and then control what you're eating, because you know, and reduce the high sugar beverages and foods.
Talking about controlling what you're eating, sometimes it's a bit tough, especially now, of course, on the festive season. You know, there are friends all over and everything. You're cooling stories, you're catching a movie together, and there's food. You know, sometimes you end up eating, and you're not even concentrating on what you ate. What could be the effects of this? You know, just eating, because sometimes you end up even overeating. You know, sometimes I've been watching like a movie and eating at the same time. You wake up there, you realize that, oh, actually my stomach is bloated because I've even taken more than I would have taken.
I think the answer I can give here is not only for the festivities, but it's about our lifestyles today. You find that a lot is happening around us, and there's so much going on that we actually need to reduce that carefree lifestyle where you just see it, watch, do, and be a little bit more concerned about what we put on our plate and a little bit of what we eat. Because we've seen what is going on. Without that, lifestyle diseases are the increase. We can't just ignore that it's Christmas. I'll just eat for 3 days. You may do that. Let's assume we do that on the 25th then. What can you do that will help in reducing the effects of that on the 26th? Try to drink a lot of vegetable juices the following day, you know, or fruit juices. Try to drink lots of water. Try to take a lot of salads the following day. You know, foods that are less than what you took the previous day, to ensure that your body is actually getting rid of this, and that actually helps. But if you're going to just put everything 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, and then you decide that you won't do any, even if it's water with lemon, you wake up in the morning and just put a little bit of that. It actually helps. It may not look at it like it's something that is bringing any benefit.
No effect immediately, no immediate
effect. It's actually helping you. So that's a trick, just playing around with it. And like I said earlier, for those that are losing weight, please don't do it over Christmas. Don't even look at the scale. Don't even.
And why not?
Because you are just trying to make yourself suffer during the season. So if you, I'm talking about looking at the scale, don't look at the weight that you've gained, but when you're watching what you're eating, of course, be in control of those portions that you're going to serve, and it works easier for you. And don't start, nobody loses weight
during the Christmas season.
Yeah.
That's a dream. Let's talk about, when we're talking about getting weight and everything, so dealing with this quick weight that you get overnight, let's just agree that there are people who are stubborn. In as much as we're talking about this right now, they would just ignore and go ahead and do the normal thing that they've been doing last Christmas and all that. So come January or come maybe 28th, there's some weight that has been gained, quick weight. How do you get to play around with it?
How do you get rid of quick weight? Because it's only a week old, you can change, you can go back to your eating habits after Christmas, and maybe that there'll be that shift because it was just a temporary thing that happened. But if you're...
By the way, in the first place, is it really possible to gain quick weight?
Yeah.
It is, yeah?
Oh, but you can gain weight in a week. I can gain weight in a week. If I just decided to let loose, within a week, there are those body types, like the mesomorphs, like myself, we gain weight just instantly. There are those that will eat, and eat. The ectomorphs, these are the long,
like me.
You will eat, nothing happens. But it's not from the outside. You may look hot the way you do, but you don't know what's happening in the inside. So there are those that gain easily. So if it's happening, and even if you're not gaining, you're telling yourself, I've put so much in my system during this time. How do I ensure that my body gets rid of it? So after the festivities, I'm very sure it's very difficult to do it on the 28th, 29th, because you have 30th and 31st, you have New Year's and New Year's Eve. So it's very difficult to do it. But during this time, you want to shift and reduce your eating at that time. Just reducing, and you gradually get back into your normal eating habits before the New Year comes or during the New Year, so that you're able to control that small gain that may have happened within 2 days. And even if it's 3 days, you won't gain so much. It's like half a kilo, 1 kilo. But when it's consistent, when it's for a long period, that's when you may find yourself that by January you find, okay, it's shifting, it's still, and something that happens when we eat these foods that are high in calories, low nutrient-dense foods, you lower your metabolism. So it means that I'm eating, but I'm not burning what I'm eating. And that happens when you eat unhealthy. And unfortunately, we do this at a small period of time, like 2-3 weeks. So when you lower your metabolism, you become a fat storer. So anytime I eat, I'm just storing everything that I'm putting in my system. And when I'm doing this, it becomes very difficult for me to shift this weight. That's why when I leave in January, I'm back to being Kate, cook salads and water. My metabolism is already lowered. So maybe I'm burning at 50%, and I was supposed to burn at 100. So you find even if you're eating well, your metabolism is already lowered, so you start adding weight because of shifting that. So raising your metabolism during this time is so important because you may not know that you do it, and even staying hungry, like I was talking about, you can't stay in the morning because the parties are 6, so you'll just drink water and sijui kasamosa waiting for 6. When that shift, that period when you're not eating, your metabolism reduces, and when it does, it becomes very difficult for you because the next meal you eat, the body thinks that it's on starvation mode. Kate has not eaten. The body doesn't know that I'm not eating because I have a meal that is coming. It just thinks that there's no food. So when we have that starvation mode, the body reduces the rate at which it burns to protect you in case there is, you're starving. Maybe it doesn't know that. So the next full meal that you eat, half of it or most of it is stored because the metabolism has reduced. So eating healthy and like drinking water, these salads I'm talking about, vegetables, including those, being active, helps you in maintaining your metabolism at that peak level that you need, such that even if during the festivities you're eating as much, you're burning, and after you'll still continue burning after the
festive season.
And that's what you need. Otherwise we don't.
All right, now that is all about healthy living, but then again, time is not so much on our side. But before we get to go, I mean, tell us this, manners. Maybe you've gone through the moments when people tell you just eat, Kate, and everything. How do you exercise this, manners? What do you do to those polite moments? You can just say no, like I'm okay and everything, and you just discipline yourself.
Yeah, there are a lot of, sometimes it would be bad if you came to my party and you didn't eat anything. So you taste. There's a lot. Just say, okay, something a little bit of this.
And you get tempted to continue.
No, you won't, because you have, it's the strong will. It's you who decides your health. It's not even, we are told that you control 80% of your health,
It's
your health
about you.
process. It's about you.
Yeah.
So even if you're that part, you don't say no, of course. If you say no, you're being just a bad person. So you'll just decide, okay, give me, you're being served 3 dishes at the same time. Okay, just give me a slice of this, a slice, and water. And you tell the host that I'm going to eat later. Like I said, small frequent meals. So just taste that, and if you have time, you can take, but it's all about a strong will. And
Yeah.
even if you find that you've messed up, you couldn't. The will was not
the
there.
will was just
You
overpowered.
could
Yeah.
not- Tomorrow, the following day, or 2 days later, ensure that you have this break where you've given your body time, you've given your liver, your digestive system, you know, your stomach, your kidneys, you've given them time to digest and get rid of these things by drinking water, foods that are high in fiber, to ensure that you're flushing out what you put in at that time that you're not able to control. But don't force yourself not to eat, because you can't do it. And if you
cannot
do
do
that,
that
you
is a
won't
no,
enjoy.
eh? Yeah, you enjoy. Okay, fine. As we get parting shots, just tell us something as we get to wind up the show.
Yeah, food is around us. You can't have festivities without food. And the tip I would give, just look, even if you eat, maybe you always make like grilled chicken. How can you make it better this year? How can you improve it to taste well? How can you improve the recipes to ensure that they're low in sugar, low in fat, low in salt, but still healthy
That
and
calls
tasty?
in for spices, if I'm not wrong.
But yeah, natural spices. You can get your
Natural.
coriander, you can get your capsicum, you can just get things that you can mix. Just play around, make it more healthy so that people enjoy the same food, thinking it is the same food that they eat when it's unhealthy, but it's still the same healthy food that you're serving. But enjoy Christmas and eat.
Yes, indeed, enjoy Christmas. There's this joke that has been going, or this statement that has been going around, like, yes, don't go so much on food and drinks and everything. It's not your birthday, it's Jesus' birthday. Hey? I mean, you eat much when it is your birthday. So come on, mtu mwingine, keep it cool, play it safe and everything. But as Kate says, enjoy, have fun. It's Christmas. You need to do all this. But the point is, have it in a moderate way. You know, limit everything, just have it right, and in all, you're going to have a festive season. Come January, you will be a happy person. Many thanks for being with us, and of course I have to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from the Ebo Africa team, and of course from me right here on News in Focus. And until next time, I'm Linda Alela Mathambo.